are when they lose a weekend game or maybe they don't do something right at practice, and it ends up putting our girls at a higher risk of injury because usually there's no rhyme or reason behind the conditioning runs as punishment. It's just a random number of sets and duration that they didn't properly plan or periodize because they ended up deciding to do it that day or that week. So there's no calculation involved, there's no workload progression involved, and it just turns into a recipe disaster for our girls. This isn't to say don't be strict or disciplined if your team loses a game or messes up, but there are other ways instead of adding more conditioning and risking injury to really discipline our athletes. So I think we just need to scratch this whole idea of conditioning as punishment altogether. Sadly, right now, there's a lot of teams that are preparing for the ECNL playoffs in Seattle that at the end of this month, and I have gotten a ton of messages on Instagram and Twitter from girls on these teams or their parents, and they're telling me that they have quad pulls on their team. They have girls who are starting to have random knee pain at this point in time. Girls are pulling their hip flexors, and the list goes on and on and on. I'm just thinking, but you have nationals in less than 3 weeks. So as I'm recording this, we're about 3 weeks away from this big showcase. And I'm just really confused that all these girls are getting so hurt. It really begs the question, did we really plan this cycle of training to build them up for this big event where they should be going in fresh and energized and not beaten down? It's really interesting that